Welcome back. It's the 6th of August. Just trying to see if there's any shoots. I don't see. There are some. Maybe some at there. Yeah. So there are little bits. So all I've done is water them. There's probably are a few shoots because I've seen them elsewhere. Down here late, it's 8:45. I'll explain all that. You can see some shoots there and there and there. So there are shoots coming through. Can't remember where they were, but I did see them on here. They're only small, but I did see some. Looks like there's some over there. I don't know, there was some in all of them. I don't know, there was some. Yeah, there's one. Right, so you should be able to see them shoots. That one's, let me zoom in a little bit. You see? Shoots. Now, still only got one bag of compost, and I'll explain why in a minute. As you can see, these two is in that shit compost. So when I did have shoots, well, they all died. So I'm gonna put it down to the shit compost, because everyone that's got that compost in it, nothing's happened. I mean, nothing. See, just like these two, nothing's happened. In here, I'm sure there was a shoot there. I might give these a bit more of a water, but you can see that's lettuce, remember? Because I put like one in each, well, I put two in actually. Yeah, I think these do need a bit more of a water. But as you can see, they're the beets. There are some shoots. They're very small. So things are slowly taking off. I don't know what's happening with that one or that one. As you can see, this rainbow chard is doing amazing. Look at it. This one, we got some shoots, but I just don't think there's enough compost, and you know the issues that I've had with compost all year. Right, so why am I down here late? Well, any long-time viewers would know about the stupid neighbours upstairs. Well, I'm going to go into more information than I've ever done before, because I'm getting pissed off with this. So 12 to 13 years ago, the council moved me into a property that had nothing but issues, unbeknown to me. And I'm not going to go into necessarily what the issues are, but I will give some examples. So 12 to 13 years I've been fighting just to get the basics in life. They've moved me into a very small property. I think I've told you one of the issues 3 or 4 years ago now, because I have a bin shed and then I have another side. So say there's the bin shed bit, this bit's for my possessions. Well, the council, I think I've said this before on the channel, but they decided to take a part of my shed roof off. They don't bother telling me. They lie through their fucking arse telling me, oh, we didn't know whose shed it was. Well, as I've always stated, they painted the number on before they did it. So yes, they do know. They did know, they always know. So my possessions were open to the elements. During this time, my padlocks froze over for the shed. Now, they're the ones that are supposed to deal with it. In fact, I'm not even allowed to go and cut it. It took me 3 months to get a contractor out. It was a double glazer. And the guy's like, well, I'm a double glazer. How am I supposed to fix your shed? I said, well, it's a padlock. He said, I don't have access to those sort of tools. I couldn't even go where I go and get access. So then I had to wait potentially another 3 months because of the council's fuck up and all the rest of it. During that process, I just noticed a part of my shed roof that had gone. They refused to fix it, claiming there's asbestos, but it didn't stop them taking it in the first place. And I've even got recorded evidence somewhere, me speaking to the manageress. Even she admitted, yeah, you're right, we shouldn't have done it. So, as a direct result of that, I've had to move as many of my possessions into my already small property as possible. I've got boxes everywhere. Not to mention the other issues. So, June the 3rd, after fighting and constantly being ignored and putting in complaints, and I've even took it to the housing ombudsman, they're about as useless as the council. Because 1 minute with the housing ombudsman, oh, we're underway now. You've got yourself a case manager, you've got this, you've got that, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm being told, no, that's not actually the truth. Well, we need to decide. We've got all the information, we've had all the information, but we need to see if we fall into our jurisdiction. They're just palming me off. Even to get it to that point, they told me, we'll ring you within 15 days, which was way over the 15 days. It was on me, just like with the council, to keep ringing them and emailing them to see where we are to even get the first call. Now I'm in the same boat, waiting to see if I'm under their jurisdiction, right? But anyway, 3rd of June, they come around after me fighting. They went around and looked at all of the issues. We're now what did I say it was? The 6th of August, I think I said. Not a single task is being done. As I say, some of these have been going on for 12 to 13 years and they're seriously dangerous to my health. The council has failed in every one of its duties. Okay? Then on top of that, between 2 and 4 years ago, I don't know, everything's a blur to me at the moment, they decided to move in some young couple that are just fucking arseholes, man. They've got kids. They've got no consideration or respect for anyone. You know when they're about, because they slam the doors, every door. Because I live on a block, so they slam the security door. Sometimes they're in and out slamming the door. Literally every 2 seconds. They slam their front door. Right? They constantly argue. They're constantly loud. And for some strange reason, they like standing outside my door, or close to it, being a nuisance. So if it's not them being a nuisance, it's their kids. Now I'm not going to say much about that because the kids are better behaved than the so-called adults. Yes. But if it's not those two things, it's their dog. So anyone that's been watching would have remembered where I was talking about, and I was pissed off that their shit-ass dog was ranting and raving for over 24 hours. On top of that, they like chucking their rubbish in my bin. Right, so today, trying to get back into a relatively good sleep pattern because their dog woke me up and it's impossible to get back to sleep. I fell asleep for, less than 10 minutes? Their stupid dog barks. Of course, it wakes me up before 9 o'clock. Fucking arsehole. Of course, I can't get back to sleep. Right? So, I'm trying to deal with this, that and the other, meaning go back to sleep. Can't sleep. So then I start getting up and I've got problems with my PC. So I need to be fixing that. Need to be fixing 1,000,001 things. So yeah. So when this committee are giving me grief, look, as I always say, is he at 65, 75, 85%? No? What about this? Have they got the problems that I've got? You see, that person's a member of the committee that does nothing from what I can see. What about them? No? Nah. So, at the end of the day, this is why I get pissed off with them. Because they don't listen, they don't follow basic procedure. I'm working as hard as I can. I've just wasted about £8, well, £7, coming down here just to basically water. And of course it's dark as, I mean, I've just took 2 pictures that you'll be seeing right now. Everything works fine, put a video and you can't see. So I've finally put this last fabric raised bed up. I will need to get some more, but as you can see, I've got it in. I've just put some of the pots in just to hold it down. I've used the final bag of compost for now, which I didn't really explain. Now in there, I've filled that up and I just picked it up because I'm in a rush, chucked it in, it overflew, so I've shoved some in there. Now let me explain about today, because I don't think I really articulated it. So, I got woke up just before 9, no, less than 10 minutes of sleep, right? So I couldn't get to sleep until, I don't know, I just completely passed out about 5 PM. Maybe even 6. Wasn't trying to, just happened. So of course, I get up late. So I've had no real sleep, I've had no water, I've got my water there, you might just be able to see it. And I like to filter my water. Can't see it, I think I've moved, it's because I've moved the bag. So I've had no water, still not had water. I mean, these have had water, even though I need to give them some more. But you see what I mean, I have nothing but issues. And it's not like they're my fault. I have no say where the council moved me. I have no say about the council moving these dickheads. And I've even heard the stupid fat ugly bitch that lives above me basically say, well, it took them forever to find somewhere because of the dog. Well, the council is neglected in all of its duties. Hopefully you can hear me over that. They should never have moved into a block a dog that size. If the dog jumps off the sofa, it's like a fucking earthquake. There's the water. Alright? Not to mention its barking and its nuisanceness. It's a fucking joke. So yeah. So I've had no real sleep, and then I come out and I find people once again are dumping their shit in my bin. You see, it's bullshit. People think you just chuck their shit in my life. Committees, councils, neighbours. But once when I start throwing, because I've had enough. I'm trying to mind my own business and get on with what I'm trying to do. And yeah, hopefully you better hear me over this because I'm in a rush. And I get nothing but grief. So basically, the council moved me in to a property that's not fit for anybody to live in. Absolute joke. I'll give you one of the issues. Right? They moved me in. I mean, the property was completely abandoned, let's say that in the beginning, right? So I was in some sort of, because I was homeless when I first come to this area, right? So I took some stupid supported housing type thing. It's not really. I mean, you get your own yards, meaning house, flat, whatever, and you get a council property. Otherwise, I'd have to wait about 12 years to even get on to the council list. Alright? Well, when I first viewed the property, they delayed me moving in. And they're like, no. We're going to make this look all nice for you. I promise you, since the day that I looked at the property to when I took the keys, nothing had happened. And I mean nothing. And they delayed me up to a year. Nothing had happened. They told me they were going to paint and decorate, which I knew was a load of bullshit. But I was like, thought you told me you're going to paint and decorate. Oh, well, some bullshit excuse. Loads of jobs, and still to this day never finished. I gave them my list. Nothing. Absolute joke, man. But anyway, the point that I'm getting at is the council create these issues, moving me in to a property that's not fit for anybody to live in. They're the ones that move the neighbours in and basically allow them to get away with murder, which obviously affects me and my sleep. And I already have trouble sleeping. I don't normally go to bed before 3 or 4 in the morning, unless on some rare occasions. But 3 or 4 in the morning, it's not a problem. I'd get up, when I get up, it'd be fine. But with that dog waking me up, whenever the hell it feels like it, that's the problem. So then I can't get back to sleep because either the dog's just and I would have showed you a clip by now. So you can understand what it's like living underneath these fucking arseholes. So then, of course, I can't get down the plot. Then I've got no transport. Then I've got all the issues I've had with the compost. Like one lot mysteriously ends up in Merseyside. I order what I order. I don't get it. I mean, when you look at this year, with what the committee is fucking putting pressure on me to do, they deserve me to take them a call. And I'm not going to have no mercy. I don't care if they lose everything. Because of this pressure, and sellers, and even that cab driver taking the fucking piss out of me, normally I would deal with it. Because I'm so pushed for time, for the reasons I've outlined, I mean, what could I have done different? I look at all the reviews, people even review the pictures, nice compost, blah, blah, blah. There's no indication that is an issue. So I think, well, okay, let's be smart. Let's place a small order just to make sure everything's good. Then I'll place a big order. Well, we know how that keeps working out. I keep getting this horrible, stupid compost. Well, it's not horrible. Remember that one? That's not 60 litres. So I pay for 60 litres and I'll probably get 80 litres if I'm lucky. Probably more like 60 between 2 bags. And again, where's their grief? Their grief. This brother at the back, this. Right? So literally I could go around the main points of a clock where they're getting grief. Where have they got issues? Still to this day, the committee has still not bothered to add me to the groups, still not responded. And at the end of the day, I am going to push this all the way to court. As much as I've got a lot on my plate, I'm going to push it all the way to court. And I tell you, I'm going to make sure, as best as I can, that they lose everything. I'm under hard enough times as it is beyond my control. People say, well, why don't you move? Well, we're in a cost of living crisis. The rent's cheap. And why should I have to move? I was in there before those arsehole neighbours were moved in. I've been in there. I think I'm joint second. So at the end of the day, they're not fucking listening. And they're victimising me because, as I say, look, let's go over here before this video cuts off. For some reason it lets me do 10 minutes. Again. Ooh, nothing. Ooh, what about this brother? Nothing. I think that might be the same guy. Or that might be 2 plots. I'm not sure. Nothing maybe there, unless that's 1 plot. And there. Well, where's their grief? Where is it? Because I'm going to fight and I'm going to keep my plot. And we're going to see if the same shit happens with these, and then that's further evidence of victimisation. Because I've had enough. I've had enough of committees, neighbours, councils. I've had enough. I'm on the edge. Because I am sick and tired of them. This committee's tyrannical. The council's tyrannical. The neighbours think they can get away with murder because the council, it lets them get away with murder. Anyway, I'm signing off. Peace. Anyway, I've been Allotment Diaries. You've been amazing. And I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.